What up, peeps and peepettes? MorbTron back today with more Destiny 2. And today is February 20th, 2018, which means that it is reset day and Faction Rally is back. So we're going to jump right into looking at Faction Rally. And we're going to see what New Monarchy has to offer. First, we've of course got the Loquitur 4. I'm just going to touch base on this real quick. If you're interested in a review of this weapon, search this right here, the Loquitur 4, on my channel. It will pop up. This was the win weapon from last time. I use the base stats here for everything, or the base choices. I use GA Post because the loss of handling is rough for this weapon. I use Ricochet rounds because the loss of stability is also rough for this weapon. And High Impact Reserves is amazing for this archetype because it is slow firing and already does a lot of damage for an auto rifle. If you want more information on that one, check out the review for it. That's why I didn't really talk too much in depth about that weapon. But the New Monarchy win weapon is a legal action 2, which is the slow firing pulse rifle, 320 archetype. We've got high impact frame, GB iron for the sight, SC Hollow, or LD Watchdog. Personally, I'd probably be using the iron sight on it, just for its increased handling speed. Its range stat is already a beast. I don't think it needs to be any better. And the loss of handling really hurts. It doesn't have a whole lot to begin with. We've got accurized rounds, which increases the range. Or we've got high caliber rounds, which slightly increases the range. So a little bit less than accurized, but it staggers more. I think people are going to be taking high cal rounds on this weapon simply because it has more to offer than just accurized does. But then we have Rampage, kills of this weapon, temporarily grant increased damage, stacks up to 3 times. So this thing can hit like an absolute freaking truck. I typically don't like 320 RPM pulse rifles. Slowest firing, they do hit pretty hard. But with Rampage and high cal rounds, I think this thing would be an absolute beast. And I'm kind of hoping that New Monarchy wins it for the 3rd time in a row. But I don't know if that will happen. We'll see. Anyway, we're going to go check out the other 2. Now, I did attempt to record the Cade 6 chest locations for this week. It is, again, on Mercury, which means there's a lot fewer than there usually are when it's on other planets or other destinations. There's only 2 that I had. Now, last time it was on Mercury, I could only buy 1. Other people were telling me they could buy 3. I don't know if that was some sort of bug or graphical error or whatever. And yes, you did just see Crimson Days stuff still up in my tower. It's an hour and a half past reset. I don't know why that's still there. Crimson Days is not still going on. Is it? No. No, it's not. So I'm not sure why the decorations are still up, but they are. So yeah. But yeah, there will not be a Cade 6 treasure map location episode this time. I recorded it. OBS crashed. I lost the footage. I already opened the chests. They're gone. So I can't show you where their locations are. But they're pretty easy to find. They're on the ground. They're not anywhere high up. Anyway. Future War Cult. Lakshmi 2. What do we got? You can buy the Doubt. The Doubt. I'm gooder at talking. Which is a kinetic auto rifle that you could have gotten last time if Future War Cult would have won. I think this thing is going to be a very good auto rifle. You should pick this thing up. Definitely try to get it. I don't know why I just muted my headset. There we go. Hopefully I didn't mute for you guys. Anyway, adaptive frame because it is a 600 RPM auto rifle. It's got 45 in the mag, which is very nice. It's got Hitmark IS, Red Dot 2 MOA, or Rifle Scope SSF. Personally, it's going to be a throw between Hitmark and Red Dot. They both are good sights. Red Dot 2 is a snapshot sight, but the weapon has snapshot for its trait, so it kind of depends on whether you want a little bit more handling or a little bit more range. That's it, really. We've got tactical mag or high caliber round for the magazine choice. Now this is where the weapon gets actually pretty interesting. I think both of them are pretty good, but I think Tacamag might hold a little bit more to offer than high cal. You've got slightly increased stability, increased reload speed, and slightly increased magazine size. So if you choose high caliber rounds, you're losing a little bit of stability, a little bit of reload speed, probably 3 or 4 rounds in the mag, but you're gaining a tiny bit of range, plus the stagger from high cal. Might be worth it to you. Some people might favor a little bit more stability, quicker reload speeds, and a couple more bullets in the mag than a high caliber rounds. Personally, I don't know. I'm going to have to play with the weapon to figure it out. But then, of course, we got snapshot sights, like I said earlier. Faster time to ADS. I think this weapon's going to be really good in the Crucible, so I would expect to see a ton of these popping up this week if you're playing in the Crucible. Now, the win weapon for Future War Cult is the Dream. It is a 150 RPM scout rifle. So it is the slowest archetype of scouts. I personally am not a fan of this archetype. However, if you are, don't be offended. I personally don't really use scouts that often in D2. Just because I think that autos, hand cannons, SMGs, like those are more my play style. Even pulse rifles I enjoy using, especially the Darkest Before. 1 second here, my throat is really dry. That's better. Some good old-fashioned water. But we've got the Red Dot 2 MOA, which it's a good sight. And we've got the Red Dot Micro, which it's kind of a crapshoot between these two again. They're both short zoom. They're both, well, one's agile, or one's an agile sight, one's a snapshot. But again, this weapon also has snapshot sight. So you can throw that comparison out right there. So again, it's just Ranger handling. Ranger handling. What do you want? I wouldn't suggest using the rifle scope. The loss of handling is severe. And then for the magazine, we've got armor-piercing rounds or extended mag. I'd be picking armor-piercing rounds because that drop in reload speed, though. The drop in range doesn't really bother me. This weapon has a ton of it. The increased magazine, you're only going to get 2 or 3 bullets out of it. But that 50% reduction, like 45% reduction in reload speed, totally not worth it. And then, of course, we've got snapshot sights. So, am I really wanting the Dream? I'll use it. I'll do, I'll use it a couple times. Give it a go, but I'm not super excited for it. Yeah, I am excited to get that auto rifle, though. So I definitely will be farming for that. But let's see what Arak Jalal has to offer for us from the Dead Orbit. And we've got Hollow Earth, which is the auto rifle we could have gotten if Dead Orbit would have won last time. It is the energy slot Viced 720 RPM auto rifle, which is basically just a big SMG. It's got 51 rounds in the mag to prove it. It just went to 330. Neat. Don't know why that happened. Rapid fire frame. Deeper ammo reserve, slightly faster reload speed when the mag is empty. The base stats on this thing are really, really good for this archetype of weapon, so I think this one's going to be pretty good. But you cannot pick the sights on this one. You can choose different barrels. I personally would be choosing the arrowhead break over the others, because the loss in handling, what I think would really hurt this weapon, because you're going to be using this archetype of auto rifle in mid-close to close range. If you're using this thing at mid-long or long, you're going to have a bad time, because it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, doesn't have a whole lot of range. So giving it more, you're going to try to use you're going to try to be using a weapon that wasn't really designed for that range. So I would stick with arrowhead. We've got a choice of ricochet rounds or steady rounds. Now, you might want to pick stability if you find the weapon hard to control. You do lose some range. Personally, I really do enjoy ricochet rounds, not only for the increase in range, but being able to catch people running around corners in the Crucible, even just to ping them a couple times, maybe not to finish them off entirely, but just to ping them a couple times so they don't start regenerating health earlier. It's very good. It's very good for that reason. And then we have Zen Moment, so causing damage to the weapon increases its stability. So there again, we don't really need steady rounds because we have Zen Moment. I think this thing is going to be a beast in the right hands. If you like SMGs, this is going to be the auto rifle for you. And then we've got, of course, the Eternal Slumber Pulse Rifle, which is a 360 RPM. So it's the kind of all-around pulse rifle. We've gotten a pulse rifle that's looked like this before, that's had the same model, that had some wood on it. I've actually got it in my inventory right now, because I got it from one of the Cade 6 chests. Hooray. But that one was a 320, this is a 360, so it shoots slightly faster. It's one of the weaker archetype pulse rifles. Its damage to RPM doesn't really add up compared to any other auto rifle archetype. I'm sorry, pulse rifle archetype. This archetype is in a bad spot. So let's take a look at it though. Adaptive frame, IS-5 circle. We get the Model 6 loop, or we've got the Mark 15 lens. I wouldn't be using Mark 15 because of that greatly reduced handling. Plus, it's a long zoom scope. How often are you going to be using a pulse rifle in only long range engagements? Not very often. I think your choices are going to be between IS-5 circle or Model 6 loop, depending on what map you're on, really. If you want to min-max as far as what map you're on in the Crucible, or if you wanted to use this thing for more mid-range, mid to long-range engagements, go with a Model 6 loop. It'll increase your range, decrease your handling a tiny bit, so ADS won't be as fast, switching weapons won't be as fast, but the short zoom scope won't fare you very well on certain Crucible maps where there are long sight lines that someone might be scoping you down with a scout rifle with. So we've got alloy mag, so faster reloads when the magazine is empty, or steady rounds. Now you do gain a ton of stability with steady rounds. You do lose a little bit of range, which I think hurts the weapon. I'd be sticking with alloy mag, not only because of the faster reload when the mag is empty and the decrease in range from steady, but the trait is under pressure, improves stability and accuracy as the magazine gets lower. So you're going to be more stable and more accurate as the mag gets lower. Once you run out, you have a faster reload. These two perks are weapon abilities, whatever you want to call them. The magazine and the traits work very well together. These two perks just mesh very well. So I think the perks on this weapon are good. I think the archetype on the weapon is kind of poopy, being a 360 RPM. I kind of wish it was either the faster RPM or the slower. I think it'd be better either way. But if Dead Orbit wins, I'll be sure to give this one a go either way, just to see how it works. But now we're just going to go over the other vendor stuff. So if you're here only for Faction Rally, thanks for checking out the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. But we're going to go check out and see what the other vendors in the tower have to offer us this week. I'm not going to go to the other planets. I'm sorry, they're not planets, the other destinations. We're just going to check out what we got here. The video is already long enough. Let's see here. Eververse. We have the Get Up emote, the Disco Dance emote, the Velos Knight Sparrow, if you need a purple sparrow still. We have the Kabir's Glass Aegis exotic ship. Now this thing does look pretty cool, and the lore behind Kabir is also really cool. If the Vex and the Vault of Glass and that original Fire team that stepped into the Vaults of Glass and never returned interests you, check this here deal out. Kabir also has to deal with Future War Cult. They kind of tie in, so definitely, if you're interested in Future War Cult, or the Vex, or the Vault of Glass, or you just think this ship looks cool and you want to know more about it, look up some lore on Kabir. Good stuff. We've got the Black Plague weapon ornament for the Rat King. We've got the titanium alloy ornament for the Midas scrub tool. And we've got the Omega Mechanos class items. So it's going to be your Hunter Cloak, your Titan Mark, and your Warlock Bond. So if you're looking for this set and this is the last thing you needed to complete it, hey presto, there you go. I think that's been sold 3 times maybe. Now we do have the Descendant Vex Chrome. I think that's the first time this has been sold for Bright Dust from Tess. It makes everything look kind of like corroded copper. It's got the green copper oxide look to it in places. Really cool. We've got Indigo Matrix, which everybody knows what Indigo looks like. It's really in-your-face blue. And, yeah, just some random ghost. Ghosts really don't matter in this game. Let's go check out and see what Vuvuzela has for us. What do you got for me, breh? We have the Eternal Blazon Scout Rifle. Kinda, I mean, it's a 200 RPM Scout Rifle. Lightweight frame, so it makes you run faster while you're using it. It's got decent stats, however, the perks are kind of if you're looking for something. Get the Pleiades Corrector from Future War Cult. It's the same thing, except it's got high caliber rounds and Rampage. Way better in comparison. Let's go over to Lord Shaxipoo. Still got the rose petals all around him. It is time to fight. It's time to fight your face. We've got the Steel Sybil Z14 sword. It's a sword. All swords are, you know, swords. People are going to crouch camp in Crucible and have way too much ammo in the Crucible. I don't have anything else to say about it. It's a sword. And then we've got Banshee 44. He has, at least today, arc damage mod, power munitions loader, energy bracket mod, and whatever. If you know those mods, you need them. We're going to go check out Benedict and see what he is offering as far as raid loot this week. See what he's got to offer as far as the weapon. I'm sure is what a lot of people are interested in. He sold the Midnight Coup last week, so if you missed that, sorry, Bray. But let's see here. Benedict 99-40 is selling, hey, look, the sword. Used to be OP, but now it got nerfed. Well, not now, a while back. So I don't have anything else to say about it other than it be a sword. And then as far as the other loot, he's got the regular Leviathan headpiece, the Eater of Worlds gloves, Prestige Leviathan chest, regular Leviathan boots, and regular... Actually, that might be Prestige cloak. But it doesn't matter because they look the same. Yeah, that's it. That's it for this week's reset shenanigans. Like I said, I will not be posting a video for the Cade 6 treasure map chest locations, just because I lost that footage and I can't recreate it because the chests are already gone. So, poop. But that is going to be it for this episode, guys. So if you liked it, if this helped you, please hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, you want to see more of my daily shenanigans, please hit subscribe. If you have anything to say, put it in the comment section down below. Do not forget to have a good day, everybody. And I will catch you all next time.